Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make 5 easy cards using the 2022 In Color Glimmer paper. But make sure you stick around until the end of the video because I'm going to also show you a bonus card using the scraps from the Glimmer paper cards. So let's get started. For the cards, you're going to need 5 card bases cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and then you're going to score it at 5 1/2. And then you're going to need 5 of the 6 by 6 sheets of glimmer paper, one in each of the 5 colors. And you're going to cut each piece at, let me take a piece here. You're going to cut each piece at 5 1/2 by 2 1/4. Now this paper is kind of like ombre, so it starts dark at the bottom and goes light. So I chose to cut the paper in so that I had dark to light. Now you could take the 6 by 6 and cut it so that you have all dark or all light, but I chose to have the full ombre effect. So just keep that in mind when you're cutting the paper. It's whatever effect you want to achieve on the card. So in this case, so it's going to go from dark to light. So you'll want to cut it, the 6 by 6 paper at 5 1/2, because it's going to go full top to bottom, 5 1/2 by 2 1/4. So let me move these out of the way for the time being. And then we're going to take the color and contour. We're going to use the color and contour, some of the stamps, and we're also going to use this scalloped die. So I cut, already pre-cut 4 of them, and so this is what it's going to look like. And I'm going to now do this last one of the sweet sorbet using my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Let me bring that in. And I'm going to lay it right there. And I'm going to set the die so that the scallops are facing this way, not this way. This way looks like waves. No, we're going to do it the other way. So you're going to line it up. And I'm also going to use a piece of blue painter's tape. I bought a roll of this at the dollar store. I just want to hold it in place so that it doesn't move. So you're going to end up with a scalloped piece like this. Don't throw it away. Hold on to it, because we're going to use this piece along with the other pieces that you cut when you cut your paper from a 6 by 6 for a 6-inch length. You're going to cut it to 5 1/2. You're going to cut a little sliver off the end. Hold on to those as well. So you're going to have 5 in the different colors. And you're going to have one of these left over in each of the colors. Hold on to it. You're going to love the little card at the end. All right, so these are the pieces that we're going to be working with. So you can bring in your card bases, and we're going to do this kind of assembly line. Doesn't matter what order we do it in. I'm going to move this die over. All right, so I'm just going to use some liquid glue because that's kind of like my favorite. It's easy to use because it gives you a little bit of forgiveness after you glue it down. Move this up. This one is Orchid Oasis, which looks similar to Starry Night, which is this one. But as you can see, that when you get to the dark piece, it's very dark. But when you look at the light piece, it looks almost like it's orchid, but they are different. Okay, and we'll do Parakeet Party. And this one is Starry Sky. Okay. All right, so that piece, those are just down. Okay, that's what we needed. So now what we'll do is we're going to use the, get the stamp set out. So we're going to use this stamp and then the filler stamp. And then we'll also use this sentiment, "You're absolutely amazing." And we're going to do them in each of the colors. So we'll go ahead and start with the Starry Sky. And we'll do the flowers first, and then at the end we can go back and do the sentiment on all of them. So I'm just going to do it kind of at the bottom because I want to leave space at the top for the sentiment. You know, and I should use my foam mat because these are photopolymer stamps. Okay, I'm going to put my stamp. Okay, just wanted to grab my foam mat. It still came out with a good image, but when you have photopolymer stamps, they don't have any backing like the rubber stamps do, so sometimes you get a better image if you use the foam mat. Okay, oops, I need this back. All right, so now we will do the filler color. I'm gonna move these out of the way. I don't want to get anything on them. Okay, turn it around so that you can see there's a little flower bud, and that'll go up there. See if I can do this without putting my head in the camera. It doesn't matter if it's not perfectly aligned with the flower. Came out pretty good. Okay, clean my stamp again. Now we will set that aside, and I will use, just because it happens to be the one that I just grabbed, I'll use Parakeet Party, and we'll do just the same thing. Got some ink on the block. Let me try it again. All right. some of the ink on the block itself. On to the next color. This one will be Orchid Oasis. Tackle Sweet Sorbet. Okay, and then last but not least, we'll do Tahitian Tide. Okay, now we will tackle the sentiment. Oh, I'm going to need that Tahitian Tide again because we are going to stamp it in those colors. So this is, I'm using the You're Absolutely Amazing sentiment from Color and Contour stamp set. I'm just going to stamp it right above the image. Okay. Bring in the Sweet Sorbet. This is the Orchid Oasis. Let's see if I can. No, a few droplets of ink, I think. Okay, we'll use Starry Sky. not least, again, is the parakeet party. Right. And then what I'm also going to do is then put on some gem dots, the In Color gem dots. Okay. This one is Tahitian Tide. So if you're looking for a way to make some cards and that are, you know, pretty quick to make, this is a great way to do it. And sweet sorbet. There you have it, 5 easy cards using the 2022 In Color Glimmer paper, which is, let's see, I got it on my little sticky note, 2022 In Color 6x6 Glimmer paper. It's number 159246. It's $12. You get 4 sheets of the 5 colors, which are Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, or Orchid Oasis, and Starry Sky. Oop, let me put my 5th card there. Those came together pretty quick. I think you'll have to agree. Now, if you've stuck around this long, let me show you the bonus card. Using the scraps from what we cut to make those glimmer paper cards. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, so I had an extra card base that I had cut it 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5 1/2, but you can use the standard one if you wanted to cut it instead the other way, cutting it at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and scoring it at 4 1/4. It doesn't matter. So you just need a card base because we're going to make this a landscape card, as you can see. And then I cut a piece of the polka dot paper, which is in the In Colors, the In Color 6x6 papers that are in the catalog. And this one happens to be the Tahitian Tide, but it comes in all the colors, and you know, you get a bunch of patterns, and it's super cute. And I just thought this polka dot paper looked kind of like, you know, birthday paper, like confetti. So I'm going to go ahead and tack that down. This is cut at standard layer size, which is 5 1/4 by 4. So I told you to hold on to these scraps that would be left over after you die cut the scalloped edge of the cards, right? So you had the little bit that you cut off. So what I did in my bonus card is I merely used them as, I attached them like a birthday banner. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of glue. I'm going to put it, you know, kind of off kilter the way you would with a birthday banner. And I used all 4 colors. I mean, if you wanted to use just one color, you could. Come on. But I figured since I had all 4 colors, I would go ahead and just use the scraps. But if you wanted to make 2 different cards, you could take 2 of the scraps and, you know, you could make 2 cards from the scraps, basically, is what I'm saying. Like I said, for this card, I'm going to make, I'm going to use them all for this card. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put this one down too. Not sure if 5 is too many. Because I only used 4 on this one, I think. But I'll go ahead and use it. Okay. All right. So we have a lot of birthday banners. It's very festive. So then you want to take your, you know what, maybe this one is a bit too much. Sorry, I'm taking that one off. I decided because I need room. I need enough room for these because they're going to be the, as you can see, the birthday candles. So I'm just going to lay them on the card, and I'm putting them at the bottom of the card off the designer series paper. Oh, I got glue on my hands, and so the little pieces are sticking to my fingers. All right, let's see. I want to just see how I want to lay this out. I want to make sure that I have enough room. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and tack them down. So I'm doing them sort of off kilter because, you know, it makes them look more fun. Okay. So now for the candles, you want to bring in a scrap piece of a strip of white, the basic white, and bring in your Stampin' blends. I have Daffodil Delight and dark Daffodil Delight and dark Pumpkin Pie. And all I'm going to do is cut some teardrop shapes, 5 teardrop shapes, roughly. And I'm going to turn it over and cut the other side. Alright, so I'm going to just, before I move on, I'm going to just show you what I did on this. So I took my Daffodil Delight and I merely colored the whole thing with just like roughly, nothing fancy. And then with the pumpkin pie, I used it just to shade in the bottom to, you know, for a darker flame. I'll go back and put in, I'll cut the rest of them, but then let's put a little dab of glue. And then I just tucked it on top of there. All right. They're hard to hold on to because they're so small. Oops. Birthday. Okay, so now for the sentiment. Let's see, I just wanted to get a piece that I knew was big enough. And I'm going to use the Go-To Greetings, the Happy Birthday. There's one that's like really a flourish, but I'm using this one down here. Happy Birthday. And I'm just going to use black Memento ink. Oh, you know what? I knew that I felt it drop before I was ready. So let's do it again. Let's see if we can do it again. You know, sometimes you just end up with a stamp that always has like those little swirly things if you're not careful. I hate that. All right, let me start from scratch and clean it. Okay. I'll get another scrap piece. Okay, and see if I can stamp it up so that it doesn't have ink everywhere. Okay, let's give it another go. Okay, better. Now I just want to get my paper trimmer. Just want to trim it a little. Yeah, I did want it to have a little bit of length to it. All right, and then I'm going to pop it up on some dimensionals. And since this was Tahitian Tide, I'm going to go ahead and put some Tahitian Tide gem dots on it. And there you have it. So a little bonus card using the scraps. Nice little birthday card. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And well, let me just put out the array again. 3, 4, 5, and then of course our bonus card, both versions of it. I hope you very much enjoyed it, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content and want to see more from me. And if you subscribe, I know it's a small thing for you, but it's a very big thing for me, and it really helps me out in my small business. And if you subscribe, you will get notified when I upload new content. I want to thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.